Hello team. Today's challenge is the array swap challenge, where we're given an array and we're expected to essentially reverse it, I guess. They say it's only two values and you need to swap the values internally. That seems pretty simple, right? So we go over here, we just go like this, reverse, and we're done. But, okay, if I was giving this as an interview question, we would have all failed. Seriously, the way that this works, it is a fail in my mind. Okay, it seems very simple. It works. It passes the test, but what are they actually testing for? And that's what confuses me about this challenge, is that they don't really say what they're testing for, right? What the actual test is, which a lot of interview questions like this, they have those. So let's take a second look at this and find out why this is a fail. Okay, if I take this right here and cut it out and move it to a variable, const new array equals this, and then we console log just like this, array equals triple equals new array. Okay, now with arrays, this can only be true if it's pointing to the same place in memory, which means that the variable names will change, but the actual contents, with the space in memory, is exactly the same. Okay, that's one of those tricky things about arrays, is that they are passed around by reference as a way of maintaining memory, as a way of maintaining that performance. So you can actually go const new array equals array, and it doesn't create a new array. It just points to the old one in memory, which means that this, now we go here and we return new array. Let's open up our dev tools really fast. Usually some minor errors hiding in here, but if we run this again, we get a whole lot of true. Okay, and this is the problem. In fact, if I go and change new array to array and do it, it's the exact same thing. Okay, because array.reverse alters array, and here is the problem. Okay, and it's something that they don't test for. They haven't really done anything, but array.reverse changes the original array and then returns a pointer to that array. So effectively, we've gone const new array equals array and then new array.reverse, if we're thinking about this in a very convoluted way. And that means that everything that we've done here has changed the outside array. That means that this function is not functionally pure. Okay, a functionally pure function, or function purity, means that a function cannot change anything outside of itself. Okay, you change a bunch of stuff and then you return something that is brand new every time. You do not change global variables. You do not change passed-in arguments. Sorry, when I say that, I mean passed-in arguments like arrays here. Okay. Of course, you can change any argument that will not change anything outside of the function. So if you change a string, not a problem, right? Because you're getting a brand new string in that case. In this case, we're passing arrays by reference, which means we are changing it. And this is a bad thing. So if you get this question as an interview question, we all failed, okay? How can we not fail? Well, the secret is functional purity. We want to get a brand new function, and that way, if we were to ever test array against whatever the return value is, they should be different every time. We can do that by going return array.toReversed, okay? ToReversed is pretty new. It's 2023, but what this does is it will make a copy, do the reversal, and return that. So this will also work, but we get a new array, okay? It is still pretty new, 2023. Maybe that's a little too new for you folks, so we can actually go like this. Nope, sorry, return and spread that array, which gives us a new array, okay? And then reverse that, so we can use a little bit of spreading and some old code, and that works. Okay, we can get rid of this. We aren't using that anymore. Great. We can also go const A, B, just like this, doing a little bit of destructuring, right? So that can be on array, and then we return BA. Great, we get a new array, right? lots of arrays in here. Or if you have to go really old school, something way before ES 2015, ES6, we can absolutely do that just by going return array 1. So the number 1 index, not the first index, but the number 1 index, because array 0 is the first index, and we've done it, okay? Which of these is faster? Let's take a look. New array. This is a new array. This is a new array. Each time we return a brand new array, which means that we are now functionally pure, okay? Functional purity. It is a pure function. That's a whole lot of pure stuff, but this is what we're looking for when we try to solve this challenge. Now, speed, okay? We have speed tests. To reversed being very new, it hasn't been tuned, but it still gives you 12 million ops per second, which is pretty fast, right? That's pretty good. That sprint and reverse, 14 ops, a little bit faster. Destructuring is the clear winner at almost 150 million ops per second. Direct indexing, not that far behind, but just a hair slower. So kind of interesting. I really like the destructuring one. So as a final tip, this would actually be my preferred solution. And that's because A, it uses a little bit of modern syntax, and B, hear me out, but what happens if we get A, B, C, D, E? But we only want to switch the first 2 values, right? That array swap should only ever switch the first 2 values. Well, now we can add a comma to this and get the rest of the items. This is the rest operator, right? And then down here we can spread them into this array, okay? Commas, apparently I'm being inconsistent with spacing, sorry, there we go. But we get the rest of the items from the array, even if there are none. This would still give us an empty array, which means that when we spread it in here, we get nothing because it's an empty array. So right now it still passes. But if we got an array that had way more indexes, A, B, C, D, E, F, then we would get B, A, C, D, E, F. And this is a great solution. It's fast, it's performant, and it gets the job done in a very modern way and very safe way, right? That way we aren't just ever returning 2 items. So bit of a deep dive today, right? We went through a lot of different options here. Usually I only give you 1 or 2, but I really wanted to cover off the fact that if we do this the wrong way, I consider it to be a fail. I really do. I think we always need to be thinking in terms of pure functions, because that way our code is just easier to maintain. We don't have side effects where we are changing this array by accident, okay? Did you find other solutions? Which one of these did you like best? Which one surprised you? Let me know in those comments. I want to see all of that. And I will see you in the next one.